Okay. I had the wrong input pressed. It's very sunny out here, and I can't see all the dials and buttons, and every time we do this, it's a little different setup. So welcome to Seoul Gimpo Airport. It's Gimpo International Airport in Seoul, the closest airport to Seoul. Favored by travelers because it doesn't involve such a long trek. Let's see what we can see as far as planes taking off. That's a T-way. I don't know where it's going. I'm trying to figure out where this aircraft is going. Okay, I think this will be Korean Air Flight 121 to Jeju Island. Zachary Ludlow says, Walt, I have a question for you. Was it a direct flight for you? Banged the tripod. Was it a direct flight for you from where you live to there? Well, I kind of went an intermediary way. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I had an event to go to in Los Angeles on the way. So that afforded me the opportunity to get on board an A380 Korean Air and fly to Seoul from Los Angeles on an Airbus A380, which I'd never done before. So that was fun. Just to kind of set the scene, we are at Seoul Gimpo International Airport, which provides primarily domestic and regional flights. We should momentarily have our little time clock there in the lower left-hand corner to let you know where we are and what time it is here. As we've, if you're just joining us, our line of sight is somewhat impeded by the fact that we have a wire fence in front of us. So this is not going to be one of our 4-hour broadcasts, I don't think. That is, what you just saw there is Asiana Flight 8924, an Airbus A321, which just came in from Jeju. So it seems like almost all of the planes are going to or from Jeju Island, which of course, as we have mentioned, is a big tourist destination. At the tail end of a plane over here. I'm getting countless messages from my executive producer letting me know my many shortcomings here today. In my defense, I'm not feeling all that well, but I'm here for you. I promised you some Gimpo airport action, and here we are. Jeju Air pushing back here. And guess where this is going? To Jeju. The 737-800. Jetstar. No, Jeju Air, sorry. Pittsburgh Don wants to know if it's major jet lag. I don't know. I think it has something to do with Los Angeles. Last year when I went to Los Angeles at this same time of year, I felt sick before I got finished, and the same thing happened this year. I don't think it's Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a fine place. Ruben Oscar Lazovich says, Hola de Argentina. Hello, Ruben. John Michael says, hello, Walt. Thank you for taking us all around South Korea. There we are trying to shoot us a liftoff there. And the dispatcher says my husband is on a trip tonight, so I'm alone and hoping I can sleep soon, but never do when he's away. Well, we'll do our best to keep you company. Until you can find yourself to sleep. Meanwhile, we've got some beautiful views here from Gimpo International Airport as that Jeju Air jet leaves for Jeju Island. Over here is an E-Star jet. It's a 737, and guess where it's going? To Jeju. I'm told there's a good food court next to the observatory. Yeah, I may pop in there after I get done here. I did in the other terminal. Oh, look what we've got here. Hold on a second. I don't know how close in we can get to this. I'm going to try. There's a helicopter which has a carload. It's just the other side of this. I don't know if we can. I think is that it? I cannot see it. I can see it with my eyes, but it is not clear on my viewfinder. We're in very bright sun here. There goes I believe that's a military plane of some sort. You be the judge. From my readings, the Korean Marine Corps, I think, has some operations here. Here's that. We see operations like this in the U.S. is called upon to deposit mostly things like conditioning units to the top of tall buildings, which would otherwise be a difficult job to do with a crane. We've got a light pole kind of in our way. They're interrupting some of what we're seeing. Yesterday, after we left the border with North Korea, I got an alert on my phone in Korean, but I translated it, not me, Google, and it was a warning about balloons from North Korea. Now, you may have read in the news recently that, and we talked about it yesterday on our stream from the border. North Koreans have been regularly sending balloons into South Korea, balloons loaded with garbage. The warnings we were getting was to be on the lookout for these because they could, these are, I gather they're pretty heavy. The cargo is pretty heavy. These are fairly large balloons. And if the cargo was to land on top of a car or land on the road, it could definitely cause some issues. Another E-Star jet pull in there in the background. That one came in from Gimpo. No, from Jeju Island. Mark Yaxley is here again. Good morning from England. We're at 6 a.m. Good morning to you. Air Seoul flight taking off. We saw that airline fairly regularly over at Incheon. And that plane is going to Jeju Island. It was an Airbus A321, Air Seoul. Mrs. Runway DFW says, I need a major Coca-Cola infusion. I haven't had any Coca-Cola today. I did have a cafe latte over at the other terminal, along with an apple, I guess you'd call it an apple turnover. An apple pastry of some sort. But no, I haven't had any Coca-Cola today. We have, I do have some Coca-Cola Oreos, which are a thing over here. A limited time only, I gather. As we look across the runways to a heliocopter. So I got 2 boxes of the Coca-Cola Oreo cookies. I haven't opened either one. I'll take them home unopened. However, I did get to taste one over at my son's house, and I have to say I was unimpressed. I didn't taste anything. It tastes like an Oreo cookie to me. Apparently they have some like Pop Rocks or something in the filling, which is intended to give it some effervescence, but I didn't get any of that. The missus saying it's midnight at the DFW homeland, so maybe I'm feeling the effects. Maybe. Super 80 Adrian says, yay, we found the deck. Yes, we did. Oh, Anna says, oh, no need to bring these back, these Coca-Cola Oreos. They've got them in the States as well. Well, they don't have all the Korean lettering on them, so. And Aaron's saying Coca-Cola Oreos are an abomination. Just saying. Well, maybe I can foist them off on someone. Let's see what we've got as far as a departure goes here. You're looking at the observation deck here. And Super 80 Adrian saying hello to me and my beloved executive producer. So I think the next plane out is going to be, if I can call it up here on the old flight radar. It's not responding to my touch. Oh, it's not going to Jeju. It's going to Taipei. It will be a 737 China Airlines plane going to Taipei. So let's see if we can get this going here on Runway DFW live and in color from Gimpo International Airport in Seoul. And again, our viewpoint is restricted to looking through a wire mesh. We'll try to keep that out of focus as best we can. sunny, very pleasant day here at Gimpo International Airport. We're at the domestic terminal, so if you come here to watch the planes, be sure you go to the domestic terminal to reach this this observation deck on the 4th floor. It's well marked once you get here. I was at the international terminal and I was looking for the 4th level and I found it, but there was no observation deck. Little did I know there were 2 terminals here. All right, there goes China Airways. Off to Taipei. Our next departure is going to be E-Star Jet to Jeju, 737-800. We don't have any music today. We're kind of on a minimal setup. We do have stereo ambient audio though, if that's any consolation. So put your headphones on and enjoy the stream. As we come to you from the Plane Spotters Jail here at Gimpo International Airport. That's better than nothing. I only wish we were in some shade. Okay, is this plane? Okay, this next plane has now started its roll. We've got an Asiana plane backing out to the right of us. Let's take a look. It's Asiana flight 8953 in Airbus A321. And it's going to Jeju Island. Aviation Geek says, I want some Chinese food bad. I haven't had any Chinese food while I'm here. We had American barbecue, Texas barbecue last night from a place called Blue Smoke. We found it Just kind of happened upon it on the way back from the North Korean border, where we did a broadcast. Looking to see if we have any planes coming in, arrival-wise. I see an E-Star jet on final approach. Coming in from, you guessed it, Jeju Island. They'll be here in 3 minutes. Someone's referring to me as Arthur Godfrey. You've got to be kind of old to know who Arthur Godfrey is, but he had a voice not dissimilar to this. He was well known for saying, "How are ya? How are ya? How are ya?" He did shill quite often for Lipton tea. That was one of his sponsors. Maybe I should have some tea. That has been suggested to me as something for my throat, but yeah. We should be about a minute away from a plane coming in for a landing here. Aaron W. says, it's okay if there's no music. Miss the ATC, though. I do have a live stream from Disneyland of Oogie Boogie's Halloween Bash mixed into my headphones from the laptop, so I got music. As I explained in an earlier broadcast, apparently you can listen to air traffic control streams here, but I'm unclear as to any regulations regarding rebroadcasting them. So I thought it would be best to not try to push anybody's buttons and just go without it. So yeah, I know it does. An aviation stream does sound a little dead without the ATC, especially when your host is his voice is a little deader than usual. So we'll do what we can. We should be seeing a plane landing here. Oh, I think it has just landed. I guess we don't get to see it touch down, we just get to see it taxi. This plane again coming in from Jeju Island. It's so funny to see this Korean airplane here. We're so accustomed in the West to seeing wide-body Korean Air jets that to see an Airbus A220 in the Korean livery is a little unusual, to say the least. This is going to Busan, which is another major city here in South Korea. Is it the second biggest city? I think it may be. So that plane just got pushed back, and then over here is a plane which I think had been in a waiting area, and it is now being pushed back for its next operation. Aaron W. said, I looked up Incheon on live ATC, and they used to have coverage, but it's not available right now. I think that's because their source stopped feeding the site. Here's the E-Star jet, which I believe came in from Jeju Island, or at least that's a bet. In the foreground going to Busan. Our next departure looks to be the Asiana plane we saw earlier, flight 8953, an Airbus A321, which is going to Jeju Island. It almost seems like they have a plane to or from Jeju Island. It seems like every 10 or 15 minutes, maybe more, at certain times of the day here. Super 80 Adrian says, an A220 in KAL colors, so sleek. Mrs. Runway DFW says, is it okay if it rains on the Cub Cadet? Light rain, I left it out, no problem. Our executive producer doing a bit of mowing in my absence, thank you, dear. Okay, we're gonna try to turn things around to see the takeoff of the flight going to the Asiana flight going to Gimpo, not Gimpo, we are at Gimpo, going to Jeju Island. It's Runway DFW live from Gimpo International Airport in color. You see the clock in the corner of the screen. It's 2:20 in the afternoon here, Korean time, on a Monday afternoon. You hear the whine of the A220 in the foreground. And we're going to try to catch the takeoff. Asiana off to Gimpo, off to Jeju. E-Star jet. Did that just come in? I think it just came in from Jeju. the skyline of a part of Seoul here for you, with the well-defined mountains in the background. Super 80 Agent says one of the busiest domestic routes in the world is Seoul to Jeju Island, and I guess if you combine Incheon Airport with Gimpo Airport, that would certainly prove to be the case. They also have big ferries that make that crossing as well. Let's see, we got anything lined up to take off here? No, we do have coming in Air Busan coming in from Jeju. Now, if previous aircraft are any indication, I don't think we'll get to see it landing. We should see it taxiing here in just a moment or two. There it is. As we mentioned before on our previous airport broadcast, there are so many Korean airlines, almost too many to name for such a relatively small country. I mean, there's Air Seoul, we've got Air Busan, we've got Jeju Air, we've got Korean Air. We've got Asiana. I'm sure I'm missing a couple in there. This is, what, Air Busan, I believe? I'm told that we have a frozen image. I see that we've dropped some frames along the way. Keeps freezing, I'm told, by our executive producer. We're kind of at the mercy of our connection, and it may be that it's not going to get any better than this. It is my information that the audio is cutting in and out as well. So, I'm just going to keep pressing forward here because we are making a recording of this, and I can substitute this, the recording, for what you are watching now live. And Mrs. Runway DFW, I do not know why the stream is cutting in and out. I'm not seeing any evidence of that here, so it could be a lot of things. Could be radar, because radar can interfere with our signal. I'm told there's unstable audio. What I'm hearing here, as we send it out to you, seems to be stable. So it could be our equipment. Now it's hot here. Yes, you can stop sending me those messages, Mrs. Runway DFW. I am aware of the issues. I don't have a response. I don't have an answer for that. I have no way to repair what appears to be going wrong. All right, you may go if you need to go. Well, Jen says, so cool seeing the smaller Asia-based airlines and others I've never heard of. Appreciate your efforts in sharing these streams, Walt. Really enjoy them. Well, I'm glad to hear that. There's one semi-satisfied customer. I wish we had more control over the, our connection here, but there's a T-way, and that's another Korean-based airline. That one's going to Jeju. It's a 737-800. T-way Air. T-way also has some larger. They have some, I think, some Dreamliners or 777s. They've got some wide-body aircraft that fly places, I think, in Europe. We saw those over at Incheon during our sojourns over there. If you're just joining us, thank you. We are live at Gimpo International Airport in Seoul, the second big airport in Seoul, the kind of subsidiary to Incheon. Gimpo serving primarily domestic and regional Asian locations. And as we said before, it's the preferred takeoff point for many in Seoul because it's so much closer than Incheon. The observation deck at Gimpo, but our first three Incheon streams were all from behind a plate glass window, a hotel room. got a great view, but we didn't get any of the sights and smells of an airport from that location. And that is the observation deck you're looking at least part of it. Don't see. Oh, we've got. We've got our largest plane yet. This is Asiana Flight 1075 arriving from Tokyo Haneda. It's an Airbus A330. 200, just about to touch down. So we will endeavor to bring you that. I don't know if because it's a larger plane if it'll come in a little hotter or not, but we'll see. We haven't been able to see the smaller planes actually touching down, although we get to see them on their rollout. And if you're saying, well, why don't you get a little higher to get over that fencing? And the fencing goes up about, I'm going to say 30 feet with this wire mesh here. So this is as much as we can do. Try to put it out of focus when we can. So we're looking for this Asiana A330 coming in. And it'll be coming in from the right side of our screen. On Runway DFW live at Gimpo. There it is. And if you would ask me, is that the biggest plane that comes in here? And I would have to answer, I do not know. Although I thought I saw, I haven't shown that to you because I don't think our camera can pick it up. I thought I saw some Zip Air planes at the way to the left of here. Zip Air, of course, is a discount carrier based in Japan, which I believe operates exclusively Dreamliners. I may not have identified those tails correctly, however, so don't place any bets on that. I don't know if Zip Air flies here. Just so you know, we're planning tomorrow to take you along with us on a bullet train. Now, will we have a good connection along the way? I don't know. But we're going to give it a try. It'll be about an hour-long trip on a bullet train to the nearest city served by a bullet train from Seoul. The trip will take about an hour. It's twice as fast as taking a bus. And of course, being a train, it goes from city center to city center, so you don't have to worry about long transit times to and from an airport. So that should be fun. I hope you can join us for that. We hope to do that tomorrow morning Seoul time, which place was the primary Seoul airport before Incheon opened. Imagine place was the primary Seoul airport before Incheon opened. Imagine this ramp filled with 747s. That would have been pretty cool. Original one, or at least an older one. We're still getting some dropped frames here. Easy2Boy says mobile data might be better, but Wi-Fi is worth trying, I guess. Well, I can try that. Why don't we do that? Because we do have a pretty high percentage of dropped frames here, which means that you're seeing an incomplete picture sometimes, and the stream gets interrupted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this stream. So hang on with us for just a couple minutes. I'm going to switch over to Wi-Fi here at the airport to see if that's any better, and we'll be back with you in just a minute on Wi-Fi available. And so we're still dropping frames, which is not good, and I think it may be partly because we've got a bad connection. It could be partly because in the sun, we're in the direct sun, and the heat may be getting to our gear. So I think I'm going to say this has been a partial success as far as live streaming goes. We did get to stream aircraft from Gimpo International Airport, but it wasn't a total success. There is an alternate location which may be less obstructive, which we could try later this week. So we'll hold that in abeyance. Again, our plan is tomorrow, we have a couple of things on the agenda. One is we're going to try to take a bullet train with you from Seoul to a nearby city. And then tomorrow night we're going to have a walkabout. And I say tomorrow night Korean time. We're going to a baseball game. An outdoor stadium baseball game involving the Bears. And I can't think of what the name of the other team is, but the Bears is one of them. So that'll be fun. And we'll give you a little taste of what Korean baseball is like. So I think that's going to do it for us for this broadcast. I would like to thank all of you for watching. You've been watching Runway DFW at large. And I've got to pack all this stuff up and go find a bus and head back to the Airbnb, and then meet up with my son later when he gets off of work, which is not too long from now. So I think it works out okay. So anyway, one final look at the observation deck here at Incheon, at Gimpo International Airport, and that'll do it for us. Thank you for watching. Super 80 Adrian says, great to see what we could from this view. Thank you, Adrian. Aaron says, looks okay on this end, but yeah, I'm still seeing some frames being dropped. And our Korean friend says it was another good broadcast. Have a nice day, Walt. Well, have a nice day to all of you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Happy contrails to you until we meet again on Runway DFW at large in Seoul. We'll see you tomorrow with our attempt at going on a bullet train. We'll see you then.